Welcome into the film room, powered by Microsoft Surface. The Jaguars had two plays that were incredibly fast during the game. Brian Thomas Jr. and Tank Bigsby. But they also had other plays that were outstanding. Let's jump into the film room because these two guys were outstanding, but they also had a little help. Let's take a look. First, the Brian Thomas Jr. 85-yard touchdown play. And here's Brian lined up in the slot. Kind of a neat play design here that he's going to run vertical and then break to the outside to get down the field. Now, the outside receiver will run just a short distance and stop because he's trying to hold this defender who really needs to get all the way back into here, the deep third. But the problem happens when that defensive back checks up on that short route. And I'm going to pause it right when he does. That's when he hesitates just for an instant. That's all Brian Thomas needed to get down the field because this defender is checking up to the short outside zone. Now, I don't want to overly complicate this, but speed wins. And Brian Thomas Jr. on this play registered a miles per hour of over 22. Watch the speed off the line of scrimmage. And then once he gets the ball, he accelerates through the ball. That's how people win in the National Football League, by having great speed and great athleticism, and Brian clearly has it. Now, because Brian showed that he had great speed, defenders start to respect that speed. There he is on the left side of the offensive formation, and he's going to give the kind of same look that he had earlier of a go route. But watch what he does, and watch what the defender does. The defender realizes that Brian has great speed. After all, he just went for 85 yards. Look at how he's playing over the top. So on a comeback route, look at the separation that he gains because the guy is scared of Brian Thomas Jr.'s speed. Look at the separation that there is between Brian and the defender. Plenty of room for Trevor to drive this ball in. And it's a completion, an easy completion for the Jaguars offensively because of the great speed of Brian. Now we have to go back to the other Tank Bigsby touchdown run. Why? Because it shows great power by Tank, not necessarily great speed, but also he gets a little help, just like he did with Luke Farrell on the last one. This is a straight ahead run, a gap run. And once Tank Bigsby gets into the hole, I wanted you to watch the power that he has running through one safety right there, number 20, through him, and then another defensive back down the field. But you always have to have a little help from friends. Ezra Cleveland, who had an outstanding game, by the way, in my book, maybe the best performance of any Jaguars player. Look at the effort. This is the kind of offensive line play that I'd love to see week in and week out. But Ezra Cleveland showed a level of toughness in this game that was unparalleled. Great job by Ezra, great job by Tank. The Tank Bigsby touchdown run of 65 yards. Now, the design of this play is interesting because they're faking a handoff to the fullback Brenton Strange and trying to get Tank Bigsby to the outside. But there's one Colt defender that kind of disrupts it. The safety that comes down to the outside. He comes up the field immediately. That negates the possibility of going to the outside. But watch what Tank does. Great read, great cut. Once he sees that defender, he immediately cuts back to the inside. And when he cuts back to the inside, look at the help that he gets from one person in particular. Tight end Luke Farrell is looking to block Zaire Franklin. That's the block that springs him all the way to the house. And then the stiff arm, and once again, the great speed, 20.93 miles per hour Tank Bigsby has on this touchdown run.